guys, welcome back to another video. So the last video we talked about how to create a radio button. I showed you a little example, some other values that we could add to it and go to another page. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to show you once we click on it, there has to be some action values added to it. So if you're actually going to program it, let's see how the items work. So let's get started. Alright, so as you see here, this is what we had yesterday, and I went really into a greater detail. So what we want to do is we want to program, these values behind here. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my cursor, and I'm going to go to main activity and go into our .java code and start writing some code. So we have our main section up here. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to just kind of set up some privates. So declare some areas. So we had our radio group, we'll call it radio group, and we'll just call it radio group. So if you remember, that was a group that we created. As you see here, it says we can't find that group, you need to resolve it. So you can easily add it, or you can come up there and type it. So you could do, where you at, buddy? So I can just add it. Import Android widget radio group. There you go. So now that just means is that library that we're going to use allows us to use it. There's a option I showed you how to click on it, but I just typed it up there. The other one, we're going to use the radio button, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a private declaration up here called radio button. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see here. I don't have the mic on me, so let's see. I'm just double checking to make sure this is recording. System recording on. I don't want to lose audio again. All right, so we're going to do radio button. Call it radio button. Perfect. Same thing here. We have to have the radio button. So come back down here. Type import android.widget.radio button. Oops. There it is, radio button. Perfect. So now we got that going. All right, so now we have our override and we have our activity main, right? Below that is we do radio button, or radio group, sorry. So we come down here and choose radio group. We do equals, in parentheses, we choose the radio group because we're using this declaration. And we need to find our view. We need to find our ID. So if you remember in our past videos, we did R for resource, the ID.radio group ID. And if you remember, that's what we named our group ID in the previous video. Then I'm going to do radio group again, and because now I have to set an on check. So when that group is selected, I need to capture those values. So I'm going to do radio group dot set on check change listener. I'm going to do new radio group. And as you see, was that what I wanted on check listener? Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. You could do an implement. I was going to have you do the implement, but it automatically put it in there for me, so that's awesome. Usually you get an implement method. So I wanted radio group dot on check change listener. So when something's changed, we want to capture that value. All right, so we have this area right here. I wanted to double check something here. So all right, so now we need to program the radio button. So we need to say radio button equals radio button, and then we need to find our view by ID, and we need to do checked ID, so whatever ID was checked. Now we need to do a conditional statement here. 1 second. All right, so let's see here. So we have the radio button, check ID right here. All right, good. All right, so now we need to do, I'm going to do a switch case. You could do a conditional statement. You could do if else, whatever. So I'm going to do switch and say radio button dot get ID. Yeah, get ID. That's too many. And then do this right here. And we're going to say case when the resource.id.yes ID. And if it equals that, then we're going to do log.d and then we're gonna do RD, comma yes, means yes, that's what we wanted. Yes, we're coming. Let's see, what am I, okay, so we're missing the log, so I need to put that up here as well. That's a utility. Alright, so we have that util.log. Did I mess it up? Android.util.log. Usually if you double click on it, it does it for you. Okay, I have log underscore, or lowercase. And I can't spell. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see what else is missing here. Yes ID cannot symbol yes ID. What am I missing here? 1 second. Alright, you know what? I think what it is the ID I named it. I don't think I called it yes ID, so let's see what we called it. We called it, oh, we didn't change the values. That's why. So what we need to do is go back here and change these values. I talked about doing it in the last video, and guess what? I didn't do it. So let's call this yes ID. Let's call this no ID, and let's call this maybe ID. Alright, so that is my bad. Alright, so let's put let's go back to the code. Now yes ID should pick up when we do this. Yes ID, perfect. Even though it doesn't like it for some reason, but we'll figure that out. Not a big deal. So make sure I got this right. So I did switch. I got too many things going on here. So I need to switch one radio button.get ID. I need to have 3 here. This closes a get ID. That's there. All right. So case, and that looks good. All right. So it's just a lot of fixing up here. So what we could do is we could write this code over and over, but I don't like to do that. So I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Control V, Control V. Now what I'm going to do is change the value around to make it easy. So this one will be no ID, and then I'll put no. And then this one right here will make this maybe ID. Maybe ID. And we'll make this maybe. Alright. Let's see if that works. So let's go ahead and rerun our code. Let it reboot. Well, let me know if anyone else is getting this here on the app merge debug resource. All right, today. Guess I didn't play. Alright, so I have an error message, that's why. Alright. What's going on here? This is error T is not valid. I don't even know where it's getting that at. T is not valid. Where in the heck? You know what? It's coming from the thank you XML page. So it's something here. It doesn't like. Let me see if I can just exclude this for now, because we're not using this. I'm actually going to. I'm just going to delete it for now because I'm not using the thank you anyways, so I'm not worried about it. So let's rerun this and see what happens. Alright, so let's see if this works. If I hit yes, I should. I need to have my screen up, so let's see here. Alright, do I want terminal? Alright, logcat. I So let's see if this works. Let me move this around here. Oh, come on. Hit no. Maybe. Alright, so maybe's working because we chose that and it just selected maybe. So let's try no. Maybe it's not all working. Alright, no was chose. Yes was chose. So these are just capturing the values when we select it. This is just showing you an example of how we capture the values. We could put our code in to capture it to move forward doing other things. You know what, I noticed something I didn't do is after each case statement you should have a break. So let's add a break to these. Enter, and let's add one more break. Let's rerun this guy. And so make sure you chose your logcat down here so you can check it out. I'm gonna clear it. And let's hit yes. Yes was chose. Let's hit no. No was chose. So now it's doing it better. Before it was kind of messing up. You see how much space is taken here. And let's choose maybe. Now I'm gonna let you figure out how to use, because if we put 5 on here and hit enter, look at this, it doesn't pick up the value. So probably for a challenge this week is I want you to figure out how you could put 5 down here. Look at this code and figure out what you can do. So this is, I'm not going to give you the answer, but what we just did, we did 2 steps. We made sure we changed our ID value and wrote some code. See if you can figure out how to do that on text. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks for watching and have a great day.